Hello, Oracles. The stock market bloodbath continues. We just keep on falling. Where is the bottom? We've got the NASDAQ down another 4.3%. We've got the SPY down 3.2%, closing under 4,000. So I'm looking back and I'm kind of waiting to see what's going to happen Wednesday. My anticipation is that we will see the bottom on Wednesday morning. Now, when I look at market manipulation, I realize that many people right now are anticipating that Wednesday morning is going to be the bottom. We are anticipating that CPI data is going to come in line with expectations, which it has for the last 2 months. And if that is the case, we will go green. However, if market manipulators see that everybody is expecting that we are going to turn around on Wednesday morning after we get CPI data, we might get the opposite. This is just how the market is played right now. So I do not know what's going to happen. I continue to look at fundamentals as to where we can go in the future once we come out of this bear market that we are in. And some of the places that I look at are going long term. And some of the stocks that we had before, like the SPACs, even Square or Block that I'm in, SoFi could be one of them, Affirm. A lot of these companies might end up reacting similarly to the dot-com bubble, where a lot of these companies crashed and took 13 years to get back to where they were before they crashed. Many of these companies are well below where they were. Block was up near 280 at one point. Affirm was pushing 150. Affirm right now is around $20. Block is around $85. These are insanely low, and who knows how long it's going to take for them to come out of this. Mostly because a lot of these companies aren't profitable yet, and they will not be profitable for a while. And unfortunately, in an environment where we have interest rates going up, unprofitable companies are going to suffer. So those companies could be down in the dumps for another year to year and a half until the market turns around when interest rates stop going up. And so the way I am picking companies for what I'm going to invest my money in are very similar to how I am going to look at myself as an investor. In this type of environment, having cash flow generation is key. The more cash flow you can have coming in allows you to invest more into the stock market, and then you can be able to gain yourself more shares, which in the future will turn around and become even more money later on because you're buying and building up your fortune during this bear market. So looking at companies like that, what companies are out there right now with major cash flow generation and future growth ahead of them? Obviously, Tesla is our favorite on here, and that is one of the number one stocks out there. Other FANG stocks could be up there, but not all of them. Personally, I like Google, I like Apple. Microsoft is a good one that you could potentially get into. I don't know about Amazon, Facebook, I'm not a huge fan of. So some of the companies are good. So look at cash flow generation, growth that they're going to have, and customer base. So if you have a company that is growing and profitable and has cash flow generation, those will be the winners that come out of this. And so currently right now for me, I bought quite a bit of Tesla today. Dipping under $800 was huge. I dumped a good chunk in this morning, and as it dipped even further over the course of the day, I bought more. I had someone over on Twitter asking me why don't I wait for a good signal that is a turnaround before I start to dollar cost average. And quite honestly, the way the market we are in right now, I don't know. I don't know when we're actually going to get a turnaround. For instance, look at when Tesla bounced off of $700 last time. Bounced off and shot right back up, and if you weren't ready to buy at that moment, you missed out. And because I'm working all day long, I don't have an opportunity to watch. So I'll just dollar cost average as I do. And again, looking at it long term, Tesla to me is going to be the number one player long term in this market. So I will just add as many shares as I possibly can over to Tesla. Looking at some of the other stocks that I have, because I have enough cash right now, I'm not just going to dump anything for a loss to free up cash. But if we continue on a downtrend, for instance, if we get CPI data that comes in higher than expectations, we could actually get uglier than we are right now. So I will continue to use my cash up. I have about 9.1% cash in my portfolio, so I've still got plenty to use. But if we do get to a point where I run out, I will sell off some of my losers to free up cash, because the return I will get putting it into Tesla or some of my other favorite plays will do me much better in the long run than it will be in those loser plays. And one of the key indicators I was looking for was actually bearish today that we hit, because we hit a low back on February 24th in the SPY at 409. Today we closed under 400. That is making a lower low. It's not a good sign. So we could come down further. The QQQ closed under 300 as well. So these are not the greatest signs. Tesla is holding up strong in comparison. Back on February 24th, it hit its low at $700. We're still at $787 right now. So yes, Tesla can still come down further. And something that we had talked about the other day is the last ones to fall are the big dogs. So if we have the SPY now lower than it was back on February 24th, but Tesla is not, there is a potential that Tesla could fall further. Again, I think CPI data is going to give us a huge turnaround on this, but again, with market manipulation, who knows what's going to happen. So for me, I'm going to just continue my dollar cost averaging. So when it comes to CPI data, what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for a headline number, year-over-year number of 8.1%. We're looking at month-over-month at 0.2%. And we're looking at a core inflation data of 6%. Those are the expectations as of right now. They may fluctuate a little bit between now and Wednesday, but those are the numbers as of right now. So we'll pay attention. The numbers will be out at 8:30 on Wednesday morning to let us know how we're doing. Obviously, these are still very high numbers, but what we are looking for are trends. And if we are now showing a trend down, this is a very bullish sign for the market in the entire economy in general, because that means that interest rates going up is in turn helping inflation come down. Unfortunately, there's also a lot of outside sources that are causing this. The war in Russia, Ukraine, that is causing a lot of the oil prices to go up, which is in turn causing more inflation. We still have some of the COVID issues going over in China, causing some supply chain issues. So interest rates alone are not going to be what's going to help bring this inflation down. We need a whole global cleansing, basically, to bring this whole entire thing down. So we need a lot more positive information. But if we can at least see this trend coming down, that will be a bullish sign. It seems like the market right now does not trust the Fed whatsoever. Sounded like they did right off the bat when Jerome Powell was speaking, and then the day after, and since then it has been a straight bloodbath. Even over the weekend, when a hawkish Fed like Bullard is saying something about how a 75-point basis hike is not going to happen, and it's just brushed off today like nothing transpired over the weekend, that tells me that Fed words are not as effective as they were before. Before, the market used to move very much so on the Fed words that came out. Now, not so much. So really it's going to come down to data, data, data. What are we seeing with the data? And again, this is just a market to build up the shares in your portfolio for the strongest players. Diversification is good, but for me, Tesla is one of the top plays. I'm now at 61% Tesla in my portfolio. And there's really not many other strong plays that are out there that I see that are going to do as well as Tesla. There are many others. Google is going to be a good one as well, I think. And let me know in the comments below what other companies you think are going to do well coming out of this mess. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.